Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Real Men of Real Estate here on KCAA Radio. You can find us on your dial at 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, and I'm hosting on the third Sunday every month. I've been speaking with Janice Bell, and we just went through some really fascinating use cases and loopholes for using your HSA. So that was pretty neat. I thought I knew something about this, and I learned a lot. So thank you. Getting back to kind of strategy, Roth conversions. I've heard about it, but I don't know a lot. So when I say Roth conversion, what does that mean?
Good question, Dan. Good question. So there's really two accounts that you can have. As traditional IRA was started in the late 70s, and then this Roth conversion, named after the senator who introduced the bill, started in the 90s. And the Roth account is a money that goes in after taxes. Now, the limit of how much you put in, it's the same. And that limit applies to your accounts in total. So you could put half in your traditional that year, say you 6,500 limit, and then half, so put 3,000 in each, half in each. The total has to equal the limit, or you can put all six in Roth. My experience at this point is I want to put it in, the money in after tax, because you don't pay any money when you grow it and take the money out, almost like the Mitt Romney story everyone's had. You can grow this account really big before you retire, and you won't pay taxes on it when you take the money out, because you paid taxes on that money that you earned before you put it in.
Okay, so much smaller tax bill early on, and then
you have a small tax bill early on, but it's worth it because the 25K you put in today might be worth 200 20 years from now, and you're not going to pay tax on any of that when you take it out.
I see. Okay, so what is the conversion part of that? Maybe I don't understand something there.
So the conversion part is a lot of us that started with accounts that are earlier in the older generation. Most of our money's in the traditional IRA,
I see.
And we didn't have as much of a chance to build up the Roth. If you're starting now, I'd say just go open a Roth at your local bank, start putting the money in, and then and you can have an IRA Roth that's separate from your 401k. So even though your employer's putting money in, you can still open a Roth on your own and get it started if it's not offered to you.
Okay.
So you have that limit of the 401k and the traditional IRA that you can put in for yourself. So a conversion is when each year, or you can do it all at once, but you're going to pay tax on it as income. So say you make 150K this year, and then you take out another 50K from your traditional and do a conversion and put it into your Roth. Now your income is effectively 200,000. So you're going to pay tax on that extra 50K that you added to your income.
But I won't pay more tax later. So if I hear you right, what you're telling me is if I've got take the hit, do it now and get it done. Okay.
Yeah. So a Roth conversion is when every year you convert a certain portion of that traditional, roll it into the Roth, and start investing the Roth in exactly the same kinds of investments that you would do.
I see. So this sounds like something I should talk to my tax advisor about, though, to make sure I don't push my income too high, since I'm paying tax on that. I can probably create some trouble. Okay.
Well, right. You want to make sure that you're paying tax on it, maybe in the bracket you're in, but you don't want to go into the
don't want to go
bracket.
over. Yeah. Don't go over my bracket. Yeah. Okay.
So figure out what that is for you.
I see. All right. So we're kind of getting to the end of things here. Tell us a little bit about where people can find you and some of the things you're working on.
Okay, awesome. Well, right now, what I like to do is raise money for syndications. So I find someone who's really just honed in on a specific area of real estate, whether it's land development or building, workforce housing. And then I raise capital from some of my members and friends and investors and put that together. And then I'm funding their deal with $1 million or $2 million or whatever they need for the equity to get started on the project. How do you get involved and reach me with that? I have a club called Private Lending Masters, because I focused on how people can raise money. So Private Lending Masters. That website is privatelendingmasters.club. And we're also on Meetup, and I think it's private-lending- private lending dash master. So there's a dash between each word. And
Okay.
I can put up the link also for that. The best way to get a hold of me is I have a page called janicebell.me, and you go to janicebell.me, scroll down, look at all the links. And I think the second link is for my club on Meetup, and scroll down, and you can also book a strategy call with me.
Okay.
That's a
Fascinating.
free strategy call to like for yourself, the same kind of questions you have. This is what I have. What do I do with it? Type thing.
All right. So help people work through it. All right. And then does that include people who might want to do syndications like you? Are you working on just the private money? Are you doing all kinds of training?
Well, I do coaching as well. So,
Okay.
you might, in the strategy call, you might just say, well, I'm going to invest. Well, thanks for the info is one. Number two is thanks for the info. When it gets into my account, I might invest in one of your syndications. And then three is, I really am not sure and I need guidance. How about if I join either your one-on-one coaching or your group coaching program?
I see.
Which would be mine.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here today, Janice. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I learned so much. This is fantastic.
You're welcome, Dan. I enjoyed myself.
Absolutely. Folks, if you're out there trying to find out a little bit more about real estate investing in general, check out your local real estate investors associations. We call them RIAs. I run one here, and Janice helps out a lot with in San Diego, called the San Diego Creative Investors Association. And this is the perfect place to get out there and get started. We have everything you need from classes and experts, people you can find mentorship, and other people to invest with. But really, your network is going to be the difference between you and your success. So I just want to take a second and put that out there, that no matter where you are, no matter where you're listening to us today, look up your local real estate investors association, and maybe you can find experts like Janice, who runs our expert lounge, out there taking their time out of their schedule to help people out and keep our community alive.
It's the best thing. I've been there since 2005, Dan. So
wow,
in that club as a member. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for everything you've done, and I'll see you next month. And folks, thanks for listening today to the Real Men of Real Estate on KCAA Radio. You can find us here every third Sunday at 1 p.m. And until next time, best of luck with your investing.